At the end of last week, just after 6, we finally got a new proposal for a handful of Austin ISD elementary campuses.
In the proposal, Pease, Sims, and Metz elementaries would all close, while the fate of Brook Elementary is still being considered. If approved, these changes would be reflected in the 2020-2021 school year, but there's a long road ahead before we get to that point. And to help unpack it all for us is KXAN's Tom Miller. And Tom, first, can you explain how this proposal would work and where the students from the closed schools would go?
Yeah, so Robert, Sidney, the plan is essentially to combine or consolidate schools and get them into better facilities. In the case of Sims, students will go to Norman Elementary instead for a combined enrollment of about 300 students. Metz students will go to Sanchez Elementary, where they'll have about 520 students, while what's going to happen to Brook is still up in the air. Students will either go to Linder or Go Valley Elementaries, depending on where they live. Finally, the situation at Pease is a little bit different. That school is made up entirely of students choosing to transfer there, so they'll all go back to their assigned school based on where they live. The plan for Pease is to turn it into a media and social justice center.
And Tom, as we take a look at the schools that are involved, what are some similar attributes? What were the factors that you think set this proposal in motion?
3 major issues. One is student enrollment. There just aren't enough students going to some of these schools to justify keeping them open. 2, the condition of them. These are old schools that we're talking about, and fixing them costs a lot of money. Speaking of money, that's the 3rd issue. The district just doesn't have enough to pay to keep all of these schools open.
We've heard from the school district, and now it's time to hear from the community. What have you heard so far, and how will parents in the district be able to respond?
Well, one of the major sticking points is that 3 out of these 4 schools are on the east side, so that's rubbing a lot of people the wrong way. The district will be hosting another round of these community meetings on all of this. If you want to go, here's the schedule. November 7th at Pease, and later that evening again at Brook. The following morning at Sims, then a meeting this Saturday at Travis Early College High School, and finally November 12th at Metz.
And that's part of what you're working on for us tonight at 10.
Yeah, we're going to be out at one of these meetings with the school district, the school board, having a meeting on all of this. It won't be voting on anything, but it'll be the first time that they hear from staffers who came up with this final plan, and we're going to hear in more detail on why they chose these schools.
And we will certainly be tracking it all the way. Tom Miller, thanks for joining us. We'll see you later tonight.
All right.